Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, Lucas. How are you?
Hey, how are you doing?
Hi. Trying to recover.
Okay. Let's take it slow, right?
It has to be.
Okay. Yeah. Slow and steady.
How are you? How
I'm
are
good.
you?
I'm good. Yeah. I'm just running around. I'm in a different room today, my
Yeah.
teenage room at my mom's. And yeah, I'm just passing by. And so, yeah, all good running around, but all very optimistic about what I can do in Cardano and all the projects I'm running and trying to get into.
Yeah. I will watch for the 5B video today and get back to you.
Okay, great. Yeah, that is sort of a first take. I'm planning to record it more with a lively pace, but yeah, it was a nice experiment. I think it was a step forward in the way to present what we can do.
Yeah, you will look like a Captain Picard,
I look
with
what?
the Captain Picard, with the background.
Yeah,
My favorite character.
cool, cool. I'll take it as a compliment.
Yeah,
Cool.
he was a wise man.
So we have Ada. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Wow, background.
Looking
I made
good.
it.
Who did it? Yes.
You look
Who
like
did
a painting of, the portrait of, cool.
Yeah, MJ did this background for Idawal.
Seriously, that's really nice. We
Yeah.
have Gustavo joining.
Hello, hello.
Olá, bom dia.
Bom dia. Wow.
So now we have two people from the Turkish side and two people from the Portuguese speaking side.
Nice to meet you, Gustavo.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, Gustav.
Hi, hi.
So I met
This is-
Gustavo in a facilitator session. Are you still a part of Facilitators Collective, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys are running a session today around circle voting, right?
You guys know Vanessa is I'm not joining because I had other stuff and then I only participate in that first cohort and I'm doing other stuff, other materials.
Okay. So I'm gonna start making notes today around sharing. Where can I do this? Sharing the facilitators.
Is this the third session or what?
I think this is almost the fifth because we're doing 2 a week on this group.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
So share facilitators in Cardano for non-techs. I'm going to share the Discord on there, and maybe let's jump in. We have 40 minutes. What we've been doing for the past sessions was MJ and Ada have been asking me for some stuff around wallets and etc. I still haven't organized this. I'm so sorry, but I know what we want to do today, and that's enough, I think, to keep it practical for you, which was my promise. Because last session was a lot more me explaining a bit how things go between one seed phrase. You can have typically one stake key, and this is private, this is public. And out of a stake key, we usually set eternal to work in single address mode. But you can also have other derived addresses. So also in some wallets, what happens when you try to create another account, another wallet in there, it's actually not creating another seed phrase, it's creating another stake key. And that will give you a different stake key, a different account in there, is really how they usually name it and show it on the UI. And out of this one, you can have all that. So this is what I was mentioning to MJ when she mentioned that she wasn't going to start a new profile on Chrome and a new Nami wallet. If MJ had done that, she would just be creating a new stake key inside her Nami wallet, not a new seed phrase like I intended by creating a new profile, right? So if you create a new profile, create a new Nami installation in a new Chrome profile, you're getting a new one of these, not a new one of these. Okay. Not sure if Gustavo is familiar with this at all. Maybe I'm dropping a lot of information.
Not 100%. I mean, I'm familiar with all this process, but actually, like, it's better for me to just try to catch up. At some point, I will.
Okay. So maybe
get
if you watch the playlist, you'll be able to see all this information.
Yeah, I need
for
to
sure.
do this because I just came from my trip, come back from my trip, and I'll try to catch up with the previous sessions, and then
so where
I
are you
prefer
now?
to jump in this one instead of like having to watch it after I did the other 5 ones.
Okay. And where are you based now?
I'm in Germany now.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Really nice. So we're not going to be covering exactly this today. What I thought of doing is something I've done yesterday with the Portuguese learners, which is basically coming back to our standard route that we did with the first English cohort. Here we created NAMI, we get test data, and we send it to colleagues. And now I think the simplest step on keeping it practical would be to transition and import our seed phrase into GameChanger, create an NFT there with an image that we select and just random thing that you may elect, for example, that background that Ada has or something, and you can create an NFT out of it and then send that NFT to colleagues. Is this okay? Okay.
Right.
So I have my camera in front of a bit of my screen here. It's a bit weird. So if I go to the tools tab there, you'll see that we don't just have NAMI, we have GameChanger, Eternal, and other wallets. So today we're going to focus a bit on GameChanger. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to come to this. You still have this grid in this sheet? Do you want me to share the link? I can drop that in the chat for you.
This is on the old sheet, right, Lucas?
Yeah, on the learner's playground sheet, it says Cardano for non-techs, etc. I have it dropped it in the chat right now.
Does it work with Adalit?
Could you say again?
Does it work with Adalit?
Adalit is a wallet?
Yeah.
No. What we're gonna do, we need this specific GameChanger wallet, and also we've only been working on testnet for now. Okay, so if you didn't do that part, I'm going to challenge you to very briefly create a new identity on your, like you see, I have a number of them here. And or in the case of GameChanger, you can go straight into this one. So you don't need explicitly the profile because this one is web-based, and this one, this URL is specifically for testnet.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I'll do the GameChanger now.
Okay, so I'm going to click there as well to get the GameChanger. Not really sure what state this one is in. Okay, so I have the welcome screen. First time I'm opening it in this entity, and it just presents the wallet. It has a concept of a burner address or a burner wallet, which is something that is disposable. And that's what it's going to start with. So unlike NAMI that invited me to create an address and make a note of that seed phrase very carefully, this one is creating a burner address, which is something that some applications use to give me just a temporary disposable wallet. And this is the standard warnings on the technical part and privacy and etc. in terms of storing of your data. You should read through this more carefully. I'm going to leave it here in the video. You can pause later if you want. And for now, I'm just going to press agree. Right. Now, let me see what I have here. I'm not really sure why this is showing me this, but I'm going to ignore it for now. I think on this one, we can go straight to, let me go to the start one. Okay, yeah, that probably was a glitch there. So my wallet is empty and I don't have any transaction history because I'm on a new burner wallet. Pardon. One of the first things you can do, are you at this interface right now?
Yep.
Okay, so when I got there, it was showing me some random information. But if I click start, I get to this screen. Are we all there now?
Yeah.
No, my internet, I think it's not working.
I think it's forbidden in Turkey because mine is not opening.
Ooh, maybe
Can
you're
it be?
just gonna have to watch then for today, which is a
Yeah.
shame because I meant this to be practical. Sorry. Okay.
There's
Um,
your
is this what was it? GameChanger, right? Is
Yeah.
this like Nami? Is it a wallet?
Yeah,
Okay.
it is, but it has some special features here for creating NFTs, for example.
Mhm.
But I think you're just gonna have to watch for now. Okay.
Yeah, it's okay, but like, do we have multiple wallets? Because like, if you're gonna have Nami, and then if we're gonna have Eternal, and then this, it's so confusing. And among all, like each can have another addresses. I think if there was one thing where we can do all the things, I don't know.
Well, if you were going to the mainnet and do everything, you would just use Eternal and Flint. But in the end, as you can see here,
Okay, this is the testnet, yeah.
yeah, I'm actually using Eternal, Flint. I'm trying Lace. I know how to use Nami. This is Begin Wallet. This is Uroi. And then, so there are nuances to them.
That's true. Yeah.
It's good feedback from you. On the first one, we did this because this one is a single address, very basic. Then now I'm taking you to GameChanger because I want to cover the NFT part, and GameChanger is the only wallet that does this. Okay, on my day-to-day, if that's what you're asking, I basically use Eternal, and where I think I've shown you, I have 7 wallets there for guests and projects and for myself. And then inside some, I have some specific accounts. So Eternal is my main go-to for everything. Everything else is just experiments. Okay. For example, on mobile, I prefer to keep a Flint wallet, which is installed, and it's I actually recorded this for the 45B thing. So I can show you the view of Flint. So although the same seed phrase that I have on my machine, on my computer with a lot of things, when I want to carry it around in my phone, I just use Flint to access that same seed phrase. Got it? Because the UI on the phone, if I actually am with a friend and I need to send or receive something or show off my NFTs, Flint is a lot better on mobile.
Okay, I'm taking back my question because some can be used for NFTs, some cannot, and every wallet has its own features, different features, and we experience and decide at the end, I think.
You experience what?
We experience, each person experienced what features, for example, and then I decide which wallets I will use. Yeah.
So for example, here, what we are going to do on GameChanger, creating an NFT, is something that I was doing with the Portuguese cohort yesterday and the session before. And Nami, for example, shows me this here, where now I'm on mainnet. Let me just toggle back to testnet. So you see I have ADA, test ADA, that is, and I have Lucas Coin. And then if I come to my assets, I have an NFT that I created for the non-tech learners. And I have a Cardano lines logo, which is just an image that I got from the internet and I minted that as an NFT. So we can see it here, or we can see it in Flint. It's just the main thing is that you understand a bit at this level. That's the goal of the course. Where's the whimsical thing? The main thing for me is that you understand the concepts, and then you can decide when to use which wallet. Okay, that's why I keep bringing you back to these types of presentations. Okay, so coming back to closing this and going back to it, GameChanger. It's empty, and one of the fun things that GameChanger allows us to do is to get an airdrop. So we are on the testnet. This is the same thing that we've been doing before with test ADA. But because the wallet is empty and it's just a burner wallet and everything, I can press here and it will send me a transaction of free things to play with. So in this case,
those transactions and everything that happens here in the testnet, they were never recorded in the mainnet, but they stay forever in a parallel testnet blockchain.
they do, but that forever is not forever, ever, you know, because testnets are disposable as well.
Okay.
I didn't want to get into it, but I'm going to go into it a bit to show you, because I don't know if I've covered this with Ada and MJ. So I never showed this to you, Ada, right? Okay, so maybe we should clear this topic as well. What happens here is that mainnet is the only one that's real ADA that you buy with real money and create real assets forever and ever, right? Because it's always going to be growing and accumulating information, and it's a very serious one. What we've been using on NAMI so far is this pre-production blockchain. So it's a completely separate blockchain run by separate computers in parallel, and nothing goes across, okay? And then this is the session that we ran back in August. And at this date, there was a transition on the test nets where eventually, before August, we only had the old test net. And the guys from IOG actually decided to condemn this one to be shut off because it had a bug, a problem on the deployments, on the versions of the servers. And so they decided, okay, this one is broken. It's still running, and that's actually the one we're using today, but it's not going to live forever. Okay, so Gustavo, this is the answer about these are all disposable in a way. Some applications, some developers, if they're developing a big platform or something, for months, they're going to be running it just on now. Currently, they would choose one of these. So they have three different nuances of testnets instead of the old one, which is just called the legacy testnet currently. A developer team can currently select to work on the pre-production, which has 5-day epochs, which is the seasons of the blockchain, or it can have preview, which is a bit faster, or the Vassal. I'm not sure if this one is going to live forever either, because it's probably just Vassal related. Okay, so this is what we have when we come to NAMI. And I just went, as you saw, here to the settings on the network, and you have the 4 options.
You can, okay.
So this is the current live ADA. This is the pre-production that we have been using, and this is the testnet that we're going to be using today. This is the legacy old testnet, which matches with that thing. Okay. So thank you for asking me that question, because you gave me a few minutes where GameChanger is sending me the airdrop. It's still processing here. I'm not sure. I'm just going to try to refresh it. Okay. It says awaiting. Okay. Meanwhile, since I have the, oh, I had it, but I closed it. Since I had the Portuguese one, I'm going to show you here a bit, taking a quick look at what a NFT is. Still loading. I'm going to toggle here. There we go. So to Ada's question about transacting or using my wallet address from symbols from different wallet applications, this is the view that I had shown you before on NAMI. And I have Ada, Lucas Coin, and 2 NFTs. And this is the same thing on GameChanger, right? So I'm bringing you here while we get the airdrop on the other one. And because this one is very simple NFT that I created on the NFT Creator there. And that's what I'm going to try to demo to you before the end of this session. Maybe Gustavo can do it as well. So this helps us get a nice notion of what an NFT really is. So it's really just an image, and we're going to see where that image is stored, because it's not stored on the Cardano blockchain. And then here we have the context of where it is recorded, how many NFTs of these were minted when it was created, and this is actually the core information that is in the NFT. So it's really just a title, the name of the image that I put in, cardano.png, and then here we have the IPFS address. So IPFS is something that if I click there, it's really just another blockchain where this file is stored. Okay. Again, I don't want to get too technical, but I think it's important that you understand that when you create an NFT, like we're going to do next, the image goes to be stored in this type of Google Drive. So it's a blockchain version of Google Drive that's write only. So when you persist a file into IPFS, it's there forever. And then you create a pointer to this type of ID of that image inside your NFT, which is there and there. Okay, so long story short, that's why I like it. It shows pretty on Nami, but I can show you the technical part of it on GameChanger here. Okay, questions?
I do have some, but I guess not directly related to that, so better continue and then.
Okay, I see MJ clapping. I'm happy because I'm trying to balance a thin line here. It's a thin balance here between getting too technical or explaining you how things work, and that's the challenge of this course in overall. So coming back to my non-tech second cohort wallet, now the transaction is confirmed, and I received 1,025 fake USD. This bit of test ADA. Oh, sorry, this was the inputs and this is the outputs. So this also gives us a nice notion of what happens in a transaction. There are, let's say, coins or bubbles of balance and NFTs that get input into the transaction. And those, for example, here, they were all the inputs are coming from the GameChanger team, which is this address. But then the same things are going to be reshuffled to other people, they're paying their change to themselves and they're sending some to me. Oh, sorry, I clicked there, shouldn't have. So usually the math for this would add up. Oh yeah, that's what's happening there. So you see, they put in just fake USD and ADA, and they are outputting all these weird things for me. Why are they outputting these weird things? Because this transaction is also minting NFTs for me. Okay, so inputs go in, mint happens, and then I get to receive all this as an output. Okay, and this is what we're going to do now. Now, since instead of, for example, when we were on the, yeah, Ada?
So inputs are the, let's say, coins someone sends to you, and
no, sorry,
the ones you receive?
Inputs are, you're almost there, but it's not, you can't really say it like that, because the inputs are everything that goes into the transaction.
Okay.
Then all those coins may get broken down. For example, here, GameChanger just put into the transaction ADA and fake USD, right? But it put in these different coins that are worth 54 and this much and this much. Then this amount in the same transaction, this whole page is the details of one transaction, where the inputs are everything that's put in, but they still had outputs to themselves. So the inputs are not everything that was sent to me. The inputs are everything that was put at stake in this reshuffling of these balances.
Okay.
Okay.
So like you are able to put in an input different coins and tokens together and NFTs all in one input?
No, so yeah, well, you can't really say that, because Each one of these is one input. So
okay, each is one.
Yeah, each coin is one input.
Okay.
Right. And actually, it's not just that, it's a UTXO, which is sort of a transaction output. But yeah, let's just focus on a high level for now. Inputs are things that are put into the transaction. You can see here, it's quite interesting because they are already putting in, just put the whole thing in one screen to keep it simple. They are putting in this much fake USD, but then they're paying themselves back this much USD. Where's this one coming from? This is coming from the minting part, because they can make money. We can make tokens, we can mint things, because they are the makers, the signatories of fake USD. They can actually print money for me. That's what they're doing with all of these. So everything that I am getting, I'm getting 50 ADA, and I'm getting all of this, which this one is that one, this one is that one. You see them, they're match up. So all this thing that they minted, they printed these NFTs or created them for me in this transaction. And they're in the same transaction, going over it from the top. They put in ADA and fake USD. They take the fake USD back to themselves as a change. And they take some ADA back to themselves as well. I get this ADA, which is probably the 54-bit that came to me. And this minting also has some cost. So a bit of this ADA is being used to pay for this minting, and it gets output to me here. This is me, this is GameChanger. And everything that got in here got reshuffled, coins were minted and distributed into these two outputs. So these are two specific outputs. Got it?
Yeah.
It gets easier over time. That's as long as you understand the concept of inputs, outputs, and reshuffling. That's the main thing here. Okay.
I was thinking first it was like everything was one transaction, but actually not. It's like,
could you're thinking everything was one? What?
Just one input, but actually not. I understood. No.
Yeah, we're gonna go when we get to Eternal. We can see this more clearly. But I think for now, if you just have the notion of inputs, minting, and outputs to two different people, that's the main thing. Also here we have the fees. So the servers that processed this transaction took a little slice of the ADA for themselves as a payment of doing that service. And here we also have the metadata of all the NFTs being minted and etc. So you can see all this section there, the technical details for the images and the amounts and everything being put in here are detailed in this format, which is like IPFS, image something, etc. Okay, just an overall view of this. Now, we have, I think, like 10 minutes, a bit more. So what I'm going to challenge Gustavo to do is, you have a burner wallet, right? If you go to your start, you're seeing it a bit like this right now?
Yes, but I don't see any coins. I try to get the airdrop, but...
Okay. Okay, so maybe what I'm going to ask you to do, are you also on this grid, on this sheet?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you to come here, and I'm going to put in your name, and I'm going to ask you to go on your GameChanger as if you wanted to receive something, because you actually do. Click the receive and copy address, and paste me that address on a line for you here, please.
All right.
There's my 10-minute
the
warning.
column I or
15. Yeah, I is okay. This is also something that I didn't expand on this sheet, but I'm going to do it now. As you can see, I've initially started working with the first cohort on the legacy testnet, old legacy testnet, and then we ported. And because we use the same seed phrases, we actually can use the same address on the both, but it's empty. So the two networks don't communicate between each other. We had something here. It's a completely different dimension universe. Okay, so I'm actually going to copy this, because as long as you use your seed phrase on both the same way, it's the same thing. All I want for now is your address, so I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to my GameChanger, and I'm going to send you a bit of ADA because if your wallet is absolutely empty, you probably
yeah,
won't.
it's strange because it's saying that like waiting, but
yeah. Well, like I said, this testnet is good, and GameChanger currently is only running on this testnet. It's good to do these experiments, I mean, but it's eventually going to die. So it's technically not the most sound one. By the way, guys, what I'm doing here is I went to Smart Send. I put in Gustavo's address, and now I switch to the next step, which is select what you want to send. This UI is actually quite nice, where you just click ADA, and I can send you, let's say, 30 ADA, and accept. And there you go. This is Gustavo's address receiving this. And I'm actually going to send you 500 fake USD while we're at it. And I can change you what we have here. This one.
Because now this one is an input, right? What you are doing right now.
I'm selecting my inputs. Yeah. I'm selecting coin. Currently, wallet is oversimplifying things for me a bit because it's just showing me coins, but these coins could be coming from different UTXOs, different balances. We'll get to that, but yeah, I'm selecting what's going into the transaction. Okay. Now prepare to send. Because I'm on a burner wallet, I didn't define a password for this. So I'm curious how I'm going to sign it. It's not going to ask me for a password. Yeah. So GameChanger. Okay, so I'm going to demo creating the NFT. And if you don't do it on the session because your ADA takes a minute to get to you, you can do it after the session through the video. Okay.
I got it.
Okay, that's cool. It's still weird why I didn't get the airdrop. Okay, now NFT Creator. We understand a bit about what NFTs are, and let's see how to create one. If I go here, it's literally just going to ask me for an image. I have this little Voltaire, which is actually an NFT that I have on mainnet, but I just got the JPEG, and we're basically forging an NFT that's already on mainnet, but just playing around, obviously. So I select an image, and now I need to define here a bit my collection title and everything. So this would be fake NFTs, and the NFT name is my fake Voltaire. This one is a bit more technical, so I could put in here. Not sure if I can use spaces.
What is that? The native token asset name?
The native token asset name is something that, for example,
that's like the fake USD.
Yeah, sorry. These are all just side-by-side properties of the NFT that I'm going to create. Okay, so I can say here, I got this from JPEG Store, and author is the original one. I think it's Hoskinson's Heroes, the collection. And I don't know this, I don't know that, etc. I could put in here some copyright, and this is the interesting part. How many do you want? So we're at the printer. How many NFTs do you want? I'm going to create 500 of them. And here we have a not safe for work, which would be flagging this NFT as not safe for work. I'm going to accept. And now I have...
Why can you do 500? Oh, no, I can. I thought that I couldn't.
Okay. So
yeah.
I have the image. I filled in the data, the metadata for it, title and everything. I'm going to do distribute NFTs.
Distribute means upload?
I'm not sure how it went from one step to the other, but it's now saying that thing about, like I said, the JPEG that I put in is going to be attached or published on that Google Drive type of thing, which is IPFS blockchain. It's a file blockchain. And I'm just confirming that upload there. I think this may be an intermediate step so that I can then distribute it.
Mm.
A bit concerned on the time. Ada, how much do we have? How much time do we have?
4 minutes.
Okay, fingers crossed. If not, I think you've seen enough to understand a bit what's happening here, and maybe you can try it from your side if you want. For the Turkish reality, I'm not sure we want to be circumvening your limitations, but
VPN maybe we will
yeah,
try.
yeah. It's still like this is the simplest way I can show you all this NFT thing. I can't do this on Eternal. I can't do this on any other wallet that I know. That's why I wanted to use this one for today. But if you don't do it here, we can do it literally on JPEG Store, for example, which is a lot different because JPEG Store is a more closed interface where you just attach your JPEG and you see it as an NFT. And that's, I think, only on mainnet. So you see the downsides? Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
is there a limit for the size of one image or NFT?
I don't think there is. I've seen some very, very high resolution things. So when I was talking about Ada's painting or something, if you have like a very, very big megapixel type of photograph or something, the thing is, the same way that we pay fees in Cardano, someone needs to pay something to IPFS, some sort of token incentive, or you can also run, it's a bit like BitTorrent, you know BitTorrent? Where people share files with each other and they host their copy and then they keep sharing it. IPFS is a bit like that, where in the sense that your file, if you really want to make sure that it will never disappear from that blockchain, you host a server and you hold it there so that you can keep a copy always live. Okay, now I did get to the distribute NFTs part where the default thing is everything to me, but because I have my friend here, Gustavo, I'm gonna try to click below to send 250 of them to you, if my time still allows. Add one address. And there we go. So I'm gonna get half, you're gonna get half, prepare to send. And now I have the summary of the transaction. So I'm putting in a bit of ADA, which I need to spend. A bit is as a fee, and the other part, so the rest of the 2 and something or 3 ADA that's there are going to be sort of like wrappers, because the NFT cannot live on the blockchain on its own. I need to put it in a ADA bubble of balance of ADA and then put the NFT in there. So we call that a UTXO. So that's what's happening in this summary. And there's a change here as well. So some of them are going to be wrapping. So for example, the one, I think this is what I'm sending to Gustavo, is going to be wrapped in this bit of ADA. And I'm going to get my change back here. I'm going to press send. And now we just have to wait a bit more and see how it is propagated on the network. One thing that I'm also going to do is get this address here.
It's 1 minute, by the way.
Okay, so I'm just going to put in here Lucas GameChanger and drop my address there. If you want to explore it, you can come to this document and click